I think that you really have a team that's restructuring itself throughout the course of the season, especially over the last 6 weeks where they've really gotten
Carter backing his way on way. They collapse on him as Vince is able to bank it home.
And obviously Marv on the open, we touched
procedure going, yes. You must have seen me.
I think I caught it.
Richard Jefferson using the pick, and the game is tied at 4. 7 years old. Signed as a free agent with Miami back in September. Carter gets the hop.
A little bit of a friendly roll on the home floor, but Carter and Wade have his hand and wrist at the basket.
Oh, Wade tried to put it behind the back. It was slapped away. Then it's picked off by Carter. Kristich on the run. Wade is back. Throws with a facial. Serving it up on Dwayne Wade, who tried to challenge the shot.
Well, you don't like to see the big guy. Well, go get it, big fella. Off to the races. What a finish. I'm not so sure. Carter with the drift pass. He was looking to go elsewhere, but that one was a pretty good decision with the way Kristich finishes this one off. Wow.
Game tied at 12. The Nets enjoying. Vaughn pushing it down. Carter, nice shovel pass. Jefferson with the reverse.
Oh, what a great decision by Carter just then also. RJ with the strong finish. Defensively right there. And here's the stop by Carter, just enough to get away from the charge, release it to Jefferson for his strong.
Lawrence Frank likes to go with Vince Carter at the point and does well with it. He shovels to Kristich.
Boy, he's making nice decisions here. Peter running an extra.
Anderson. Final seconds. Carter putting a move on Payton. Fires for 3 and hits at the buzzer. They'll review it, but he got it off on time. Vince Carter with a terrific start. 7 points, 4 assists.
And Marv, I'm not so sure this was the purest of shots for him because he really didn't get his footwork down to start it off. But you see this.
He's the high man for Miami with 12. Shaq jumping out on Carter. Here's Carter, the fadeaway. Yes. Vince Carter on fire in the first half. Carter facing the double. Goes behind the back as a wide open Jacques Vaughn and able to take advantage.
Better arc on the shot for Jacques Vaughn that trip than his first 2 shots that he took. With Vince giving the back how much mileage he gets out of the last step and floats to his left.
Here's Kidd, and he was left wide open and then fouled by Walker. Nice lead pass. Kidd will go to the line. Foul on Antoine Walker.
A little old school basketball right here. Kidd comes off the high screen and cuts to the basket. Good delivery. And the finish, the Nets not really taking advantage of all the screens, but that time.
Collins setting the pick. Carter. Yes.
And that's just a great read by Vince Carter. Did you notice how Shaquille O'Neal came out pretty well?
Collins, though, playing with the 3 personals. Carter again.
They're going to have to make a judgment here what they're going to do with Carter, too, because he's really starting to walk. Interesting to see how the Heat react now over the last 6 minutes of this quarter.
Carter, and that will count. It's a goal against O'Neal.
Yeah.
We're city for the Miami Heat here in this third quarter. Carter passed on a 3 and hits 2. He's had the hot hand. 18 points for Vince Carter.
And that's really
second time out. Here's what you're talking about.
And just watch how he closes. He gets the good fake. He gets his positioning. Nice little lift on the jump shot, but it's how the game's supposed to be played.
Reminder, tomorrow night play in this third quarter. The Nets with a 7-point lead. Here is Carter with a rainbow in the face of Antoine Walker, and then away from the play, a foul is called. The basket counts. The foul is on over of the quarter for the Nets. Here comes Jefferson. It's a 3-on-2. Vaughn kicks it out. Carter for 3. Yes.
Well, that's like lightning right there. And another good decision by the guards. Got Vaughn.
The third quarter. Walker. Rebounded by Carter. Carter from way downtown.
Not to mention it was a 2-for-1 opportunity, but you're really talking about putting the nail in that coffin. Wow.
12 unanswered for the Nets. They've opened up a 20-point lead as Pat Riley took a timeout. 30 points for Carter.
And I guess, Marv, it was only about 15 seconds ago when you said that Carter likes and has had a little bit of success against the Heat. You mentioned 51 points in one of the games with 20 points in this quarter. And things are just happening defensively for the Nets, forcing the action. Look at Vaughn shaking, going down the lane, making it happen for Vince Carter from long range. And then here he just says, hey, I have some rhythm and confidence, and just let it rip from long range.
Is that what he's saying?
He's saying something out there. I don't know what it is. Wow.
Well, Carter with 20 of his 30 points in the third. He has scored 20 of the Nets' 32 points in this third quarter. The Nets have outscored Miami 32 to 1 by Miami. Carter open for three. Yes. 33 points for Vince Carter.
Going, and the ball is really rotating perfectly.
Wade stripped by Carter. And a foul called on Payton. That bucket by Carter from downtown. First points for the Nets in nearly 5 minutes of play.
And it's the extra pass against the zone also. The Heat, for the first time in the last 3 minutes, did not react very quickly to extend to the perimeter. And Vince showing obviously try to get the ball to Shaq a little bit more frequently in the next minute or two of this game.
Carter for three. Yes.
Well, they're going to have to put a new net up after. Even though we tried to do that in the first half, weren't successful with the fast breaks. It looks like they found the spot now.
Here is Carter, this time from two-point range. A magnificent night for Vince Carter.
Riley, get my big guy away from the floor out the free throw line and then use it as a decoy and disguise it.
Here's the alley-oop for Vince Carter.
And what a response by Lawrence Frank to a great set by Pat. He sure did.
David Jones with a save that he did not have in mind.
Let's take a look up here, see what happens. And here comes Vince over the top. Oh. Look at Kidd's delivery, though. He looks a little bit to his left as part of the decoy and puts it right on the money for the crank it up slam.
8 on the shot clock. Kidd will put it in play. That's up by 14. They've led by as many as 20. Carter wide open. It has been a magnificent night for Vince Carter.
Now here's that play where you see Carter got bumped a little bit. Sure did, right across with the arm. And just a little bit long on the shot attempt.
For the Nets starters, Lamont Murray has come on. Vince Carter with 43 points on 16 of 27 from the field. Let's go to Jim Spanarkel with Vince Carter. Jim?
Thanks, Marv. You know, when you look at the numbers, Vince, 32, 51, 28, 43, all against the Heat. What is it about the Heat that gets you turned on to play basketball at that level?
I don't know. I mean, I just try to bring the energy against good teams. I know my job is to guard Dwayne Wade. So on the other end, I have to bring the same intensity and mentality that he brings, you know, on his end. So I just had good nights.
You brought up the word intensity. You're starting to sense that some of these games now, especially on this streak against the quality teams, are starting to sound like and smell like playoffs?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we just want to win them all, regardless of the record, what it says on their jersey. And it was just a great effort by everybody tonight. We stayed focused, and we just brought it from start to finish.
Talk a little bit, Vince, about where you stand from a team standpoint here. It looks like there's a trust that's developing, not only like from yourself to the other four, but all five guys are seeming to trust one another.
That was the most important thing, is just being able to trust each other. And I think if we trust each other, everything else falls into place. And we're trusting each other. We're gaining confidence, especially with Nenad playing like he's playing, and everybody else, our bench doing what they're supposed to do, and really bringing it every night and just giving us a rest when we can. I mean, we're getting ready for the playoffs.
Congratulations on a monster night.
Thank you.
Okay, Marv, I'm going to send it back to you at the table.
All right, thank you, Jim. As Vince Carter turned it on in the second half, finished with 43. He is our Chevy player of the game. ChevyOffers.com. The latest offers from Chevrolet. 33 of 43 in the second half. Once again, he erupts against the Miami Heat. The Nets have made it 12 straight wins. They go to 44 and 28. Another impressive performance. They defeat the Heat 90-78.